You hear that, Ranty?
It's Friday, my dudes.
Just so you know.
It's Friday, my dudes.
TGIF, everybody. Welcome to Have No Sphere on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. My name is Josh Corey. I am joined by my brothers in arms. I'm going to start off with my hellos with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. How about John Savage? John, how's your week been, sir?
2 weeks in a row, Josh. I wasn't expecting that. I'm usually on the tail end. Yeah, no, my week's been good. Yeah, strangely, and not too commonly. It's it's been all right. So I have a complete working plumbing system, heating, solar, everything. Finally, that I envisaged a year and a half ago has come to fruition, and I am a happy bunny. So there you go.
Well done.
That's exciting.
Savage.
Cheers. It's been a long road.
I knew I had one in there somewhere.
But yeah, looking forward to the show tonight, and as same as last week, having a good catch up. Haven't spoken for a while.
Yeah, not for a week or so.
Well, 2 days actually, but
well, I guess technically, sure. We have down there in Australia, hanging on to the bottom, one Mr. Rob _Freddy there on Twitter. Rob, how's your week been, sir? Staying warm?
Yeah, no, it's nice and cold here. You've got in your description, it's the longest day of the year. Bullshit, it's the shortest day of the year. So, stop one. No, nice and cold here. I love the cold. I don't like it really ridiculously cold like you get over there, I suppose. In Canada, I wouldn't be able to handle that sort of shit. But no, the winters here are beautiful. I've said that many times. Beautiful, beautiful weather. No chemtrails. Beautiful blue skies. No, it's lovely here.
Well, that's good to hear. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, I suppose it's the shortest day of the year for you and the longest day of the year for us. Funny how that works.
Yeah, how does that work on a flat Earth? Nah, I'm globing it. Fuck yous.
Well, how it works is they just tell you whatever the hell they want to tell you, and most people just smile and nod and okay, give me another beer, please. They don't care. They tell you it's the longest day of the year. Who are you to question them? Did you measure it? No, not likely. You're just going to assume they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'll have another beer if you're buying.
What do you think, Adam? The Adam Meakin? How was your week? What do you think? How do they manage to convince us it's the longest day of the year and the shortest day of the year on the same day?
It's a really good question.
It's the tilt. It's the tilt, isn't it, Adam? It's the tilt.
It's the contradiction of being asked to explore the detail, I think, is how they get away with it. But yeah, that's a good question. How do they get away with it, Josh? How do they?
They just tell you whatever they want to believe. And like you said, as long as you don't look too closely, then who are you to judge? Who are you to question what they're telling you?
Because they start telling you when you're 2 and 3 years old. That's how they do it.
That's true. Let's see. Someone who I know is needing to be here with some brothers in arms as well because he's going through some rough times. One Mr. Zachary Zabala. Zach, how are you doing? How you holding up?
Hey, guys. I'm doing all right. Still pretty bummed. This one's going to take a while to get over. Yeah, I had to leave the garden. For those who didn't see my last video, things just got, no, sweetie, I don't. I'm sorry. Things just kind of got a little hectic around there. The owner, she's going through some problems, having a tough time. And instead of dropping $2,000 more into an unstable environment where we didn't even know if she was going to be able to keep I don't know. It got kind of crazy all of a sudden. And yeah, we pulled the plug. And now it's to the point where it's just like, let's find something to do till next year. It's too late to try to start a garden now. So yeah, it's rough. So
Yeah.
back to being a nomad for a few months.
That's tough.
Yeah, put a lot of love and good intentions into that ground and into those seeds, and I made those seeds a lot of promises that now I'm not going to be able to keep. That hurts the most.
Yeah, that really is tough. That we even if you're talking to seedlings, to a lot of people that sounds a little weird, but especially when you're doing a third of an acre and thousands upon thousands of seeds, that's a lot of promises made.
Yeah.
Feel,
Yeah,
feel for you,
tough.
Zach. That's a shitty deal.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Hopefully.
That's the main
Yeah.
thing. Always got to learn
Yeah.
something from these things, haven't you? Or it's just a waste of time.
Well, somebody who I'm sure is feeling your pain as well, living down there just due south of me, getting ready about to get washed out into the Gulf of Mexico, Walter Johnson, Flat Earth Head there on YouTube. Walt, how's your week been? How's your day been? I just talked to you this morning.
Yeah, I'm good. Still trying to wake up from Monday out. It's been a crazy week for us here. Lots of lack of sleep this week in general, not just show-related lack of sleep. Hello to everyone in chat. Cammy, you rock. Loving the Queen's Rake. I had to shout that out anyway. And everybody else, hey, but she's got great taste in music. It's been a good day. We had a great show. As I said, the coffee is still working in. I'm working on Kratom over here. Just got some new Kratom in this afternoon while I was taking my nap. So I'm excited about that. Always good to get new Kratom in. Other than that, excited for the show. We have some things to bitch about. And can I start off the show by being the first one to say, fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you, YouTube. Okay.
And a big shout out to all of our live viewers over there on Facebook and on Twitter, as we're live streaming now on both of those platforms for tonight, at least. I didn't have time to really get set up for much anything else. I was just doing it on the fly, but I figured, why the hell not? I'm not sure ever been live streamed to Twitter, which is ironic considering we started in Twitter. But I believe this would be our first live stream. What?
Are we? Sorry, I know. I didn't know when to go. It was terrible. When Are we fucking Twitter and Facebook as well, or is it just YouTube?
We are live on YouTube and live on Facebook on our Iron Realm Media Facebook page, and we are live on our @Iron Realm Media on Twitter.
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, are you kidding me? I can do all sorts of stuff.
Isn't it called Periscope or something?
Sure.
Oh, that bag of shit.
But I don't even know if it broadcasts to Periscope. Hell if I know. All I know is it's live on Twitter, which was where my aim was. And as long as I can get somewhere close to Twitter, I figure I'm doing good.
Periscope. Every Periscope I've ever opened has played like 3 seconds, and then there's just a spinning wheel, and that's it. That's all I've ever got. I didn't know it was Twitter, but oh well, whatever. We go out wherever.
Helioskeptic on Twitter, @Helioskeptic, likes to do he live streams the Flat Earth Discord channel on Twitter. So you'd be surprised. I mean, let's see. Right now I'm looking at Red Ice TV is live streaming also on Twitter as we speak. Just checking out my notifications. And at the top of your notifications, it'll tell you who's live streaming. So if you guys head on over to Twitter, hit your notifications or hit your what do they call that? Your Twitter feed. And right at the very top will tell you who's live. I mean, let's see. Right now I'm looking at Red Ice TV. Now somebody's listening. Somebody decided to check it.
That's really cool. I didn't understand it, so I was trying to figure it out. Sorry, I'll mute. Like you can click on Twitter and watch us. That's wicked. That is, Josh.
Yeah, you'd have thought we'd have done this before, considering we've only ever connected on Twitter. Really, before YouTube, we found each other on Twitter. We organized on Twitter. We produce on Twitter.
And it was meant to be a podcast for Twitterers, wasn't it? Because everyone else had their own fan-based following podcast, but no one did anything on Twitter. So we thought we'd remind people that there was a bunch of us on Twitter too. But
Don't I remember we tried something with it early on and it was just glitchy as hell? Maybe I thought,
Maybe or
or maybe I tried to do it into the show with it or something. Oh wait, Mink went and go into the B.O.B. concert in New Orleans. I tried to get something to you guys with Paris. I don't know. But
That
yeah, I'm
does-
glad we're there. Hello, Twitter. Glad to
Hi,
see you.
Twitter. So you can find us at Iron Realm Media on Twitter, at Flat and Free on the Iron Realm, or just Iron Realm Media there on Facebook, and Iron Realm Media on YouTube, at least for the time being.
for now,
Right. So I guess that about rounds up the howdy do's. Adam, we had a
Adam,
list of stuff.
real quick, Adam, shout out from Ranty Flat Earth in chat. Loving the theme this week. So nice.
Oh, it's quite good actually. Hey, thank God that John got his tobacco last week, because I can describe it now with a bit more class. This is the homage to Sauvage. So I was looking for a theme for the windows. I thought a bit steampunky, but we've got plenty of plumbing in there for John. And this week's I wanted to get the boiler in, so there's John's boiler.
I appreciate
Which will
that.
give
Mate.
us, yeah.
Has it been signed off though?
I don't know yet. We'll wait. This is its trial run. Could all be scrapped.
So it's going under pressure even as we speak. Oh, shit.
Because
The
mine's been
gauges are-
signed off, you see, but on further examination, it turns out the guy who signs it off doesn't have the qualifications to sign it off, so this could get interesting.
Well, that's similar to this, isn't it? Nobody here is qualified for this.
Bunch of cowboys. It's very
So-
good. I like that. Sorry, Carol.
I was going to say we have a list of things that have been going on with Iron Realm Media since the last Have No Sphere. Adam, you did a little something last Saturday.
Saturday. Was that?
Well, you didn't do it Saturday, but it was premiered on Saturday.
Oh,
It doesn't
well.
even matter because we're going to get into that a little bit later. We don't want to jump into that right away anyway. More importantly, well, not more importantly, but something we can talk about at the present is something that Adam, you did with Walt and I and Zach on Tuesday or early Wednesday, I guess, depending on where you are. But we were
Yes.
on with Paul on the Plane over there on Truth Frequency Radio, sort of making a ragtag Iron Realm Media appearance with.
That was a great show as well, by the way. And I didn't know it was 1 o'clock. I was told it was 3 o'clock, but I should have checked.
That's
So was
because
I.
7 o'clock on my time, that would have made it 3 o'clock your time, but it was 7 o'clock his time, which means 5 o'clock my time, which means 3 o'clock your time. So
Ho, your time traveling. Slow down. Or you can't catch Rob doing all that shit.
well, I just felt bad because I would have loved to have John Savage on there. Everybody in chat would have loved to have had John Savage on there. I'm sure Paul would have loved to have had John Savage on there. But yeah, I pretty well.
He's kept his record clean. He's only been here. This is the origin spot for Savage.
Tis. I'm an IRM virgin and I'm loyal.
Yeah. You're my bitch.
And shout out to Paul on the Plane for dubbing us now officially the Iron Realm Posse. Is that what we're going with?
We'll go with.
I mean, if you're going to talk dirty, you might as well. We're just a bunch of posses.
Now, certainly, I love a plane of flat earthers, Adam, and that's going to be what all of us are forever. But apparently, we are the Iron Realm Posse now. Thank you, Paul.
Plus one.
Well, see, I love it because Walt's got the hair. I'm bald. So I'm just part of the bald posse. Walt's got big, long hair. So Walt's part of the hairy posse.
I'm trying to join Walt's posse.
Sometimes it's just a little hard to get inside.
Sincere apologies from the depths of my heart, everyone.
That's Paul's fault.
Everybody's always trying to get in the posse.
I hate hairy posses.
Right. So Paul on the Plane was a lot of fun. We had a good time over there. We got to talk a little bit about what up and down and relative densities and gravities and forces in nature and all kinds of cool stuff. Really, we tended to make the rounds.
It killed me. Walt was moaning about not sleeping, and it was your fault. It was John, right? It was Walt's fault. He said 3 o'clock, right? So I'm tucked up.
I was told 3 o'clock.
I'm prepping.
The person already claimed responsibility. Don't
You
put
can't listen to others for your own knowledge. You might as well be a baller. You have to
See, there
test
we go.
it for
Case
yourself.
Study.
Test it.
Case study right here for that. We've proven it.
Why didn't you get there, John?
Because I didn't test it for
Nah,
myself.
That was it.
I already apologised for that, and I sincerely apologise to Paul. But it was a cracking show, and I don't think I could have added any more to it.
I agree with that.
I knew that was good.
Especially when it comes to gravity, up, down, and all the rest of it. Yeah.
Where were you, Rob,
listen.
anyway? What time was it for you?
I think it's like 8, 9, or 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that for me. So
2024, something like that. He's out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
yeah. So if it's during the week, I'm a no-go.
He's singing in the fields.
And then yesterday, today's Friday, so let's talk Wednesday. Wednesday, I got up early again so that I could do an interview with Travis, the plain truth, over there at Red Hen Radio. And, well, I guess he's been watching a little bit too much Iron Realm and just taking too many cues from us, and thought it would be funny if he screwed up his audio too. So thanks, Travis, for making me feel at home. So we had to schedule that off till Thursday. And then, of course, taking cues from Josh, decided to have some sort of drama or something happened where he just couldn't show up. Something else in his personal life would prevent him from being there. So he had to.
If we've ever had a brother from another mother, it is Travis.
I know, right? But luckily this morning it all worked out. Well, eventually it all worked out. Once he did finally get that record button pushed and recorded us, then it went smooth after that. It was about an hour interview. We had a really good time, though. It was nice to talk to Travis. I had to explain to him after the fact that I'm a pretty quiet guy in my real life, believe it or not. So even getting on here and talking with you guys live on the air every week is, unusual for me. It's different. Going on the radio was way outside my comfort zone. So to sit down with Travis and basically talk about myself for an hour was really weird. Having these big, long diatribes is not something I'm generally used to.
Hold on, Josh. This is the
blurs.
same Josh that went on your local radio station that goes out to 200,000 neighbours. That you were on 13, 16 times, whatever it was. Is that right?
Yeah, let's
Radio
face it.
in that
Let's face
market.
it. He's full of
That's what it
shit.
is.
You're full of shit, Josh.
It's the
I'm telling
biggest
you.
talk radio market there in that central United States area. It wasn't just his local radio station. It's a huge market. Dave Glover is a big show across a lot of markets. So yeah, for you to step outside your comfort zone and do that and do it so well. I was this morning after our show, I was just bragging on you about how you just do. You just got your stuff on this. I don't even want to pump you up too much because I don't want your head to get too big. It's already bald.
Hairy posse. Hairless posse.
I second that. Well, I think, yeah, great spokesman. Well done.
Absolutely. I'll send you out anytime in the forefront, sir.
Well,
Great
I
spokesman, but he doesn't know what posse he's in.
I wish I was in the hairy posse. Yeah, dress for the job you want, Adam. Well, I do appreciate that because it really is. Even still, 3 years later, and I'm still, at least every once in a while, going back into the studio, and it still gives me jitters and nerves pretty much all day long thinking about it.
So obviously, Paul wanted to be face to face with Hairy Posse.
You're
Of course.
gagging to get a joke in there somewhere, right?
He'd die.
I think it's time Adam showed us his hairy pussy.
Shall I get it out?
Yeah, go
Say
on.
what? It's
You
getting
haven't,
long.
you haven't bared your scalp for a long time, so Show us what you've been doing in your off days.
Wait there. I've got to put the electric chair down. Give me a second so I can.
Got to take your headphones off and do your Timotei impression.
Okay, wait there. Here comes the science then.
We don't have a drum roll or something.
Ponytail.
Yeah.
Proper hairy posse you are.
All right, what do we got to talk about tonight? Come on.
Doing
Rob,
my
you're going to
wife's
show us
edit.
your hairy posse?
There you go. I've not trimmed that in months.
I've grown a beard as well now.
Starting to have a little more intuition. That gut instinct's getting a little stronger. You're starting to go, wait, what's that feeling I'm getting from those people over there? It's amazing, isn't it?
So you think it's the hair, do you?
I'm just going by what I know from personal experience. Talk to the Native Americans about it. They'll tell you.
Yeah, totally true. Those Shaolin monks, though, they're pretty intuitive. They're pretty intuitive.
But that knot's there for a reason. That long knot, it's there for a reason.
So maybe that's the only part. That's where the antenna is. The rest of it's just.
Just get you a sprout right here. Zach, get you a seed, a hair seed. Hook him up.
The rest of it is just gratuitous. That's gratuitous hair. So far, I'm not even gonna go there.
Have you still got
Coverage.
your beard, Josh?
Cover it. Right.
I mean, it's there a little bit. It's trimmed off a little bit, but I tend to mow it down every once in a while just because it gets a little.
You had
little
a
curly.
proper Allah Akbar, didn't you? But now you got what, a Grizzly Adams.
It wasn't quite Allah Akbar because I don't ever let my sideburns ever get too bushy and whirly. That's the good Allah Akbar when it puffs out, just outside your ears and then all the way down.
Careful saying that word properly. The AI will have us
I was about to
hoiked
say,
in no
man,
time.
Right?
Yeah, well,
I was digging into that. You know how I'm going to quit tonight just because it's just Stampy night. I'm sorry. Move on.
Cool, that worked well. What was that all about?
I'm not entirely sure. That was kind of drive-by nonsense. I don't know.
I'm just constantly speaking at the same time as you are, second afterwards. I'm sorry, Josh.
Speaking of speaking, earlier in chat, we had someone telling us we were kind of low in volume. Has that been amended? Did anyone see my note in chat? I mean, we just soon do it live instead of trying to do it behind the scenes. Does it sound okay, chat?
If we're all kind of low in volume, then I'd suggest they turn their volume up. Just a thought.
Let me see. How does Twitter sound?
Ian Adams in chat said to me everything was fine. So
Don't believe him. Test it for yourself, mate.
are you right?
And I heard myself somewhere.
That was me checking the volume on Twitter.
There you go. Hashtag test it.
I just turned it up a little bit. Maybe turn me down a little bit up here. That's the trouble when you have two different mixers and 14 different programs that are all controlling your volume. You have to check 75 different places to control your volume. I can turn myself up here, 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 and here, and here, as long as I'm not muted here, here, or here.
Explains a lot. That explains an awful lot.
So, Adam, we had a list of things to talk about today, didn't we not?
Well, we did. I think probably the best place was No, you see, it's not just me, you see.
I was just going to report the volume seems to be good from chat. Everyone says so.
Sweet. Thanks, everybody in chat. We appreciate you helping us.
And thanks for that. I knew you did that on purpose as well, Walt, just to make me feel better. So, but while we're moaning, let's just get the proper moans out the way and deal with YouTube. Can I see your fingers again, Walter? That I need volume, otherwise you won't go on screen.
Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you. Fuck. Wait, is it level and flat that way? Fuck you, YouTube. Oh, I'm not. There we go.
So we have that, don't we? And it's not just flat earthers that are moaning. I think we discussed it last week, and we had a bit of chew in the week, didn't we? Where I considered I know nothing with regards to platforms, but I'll do as I'm told and quite happily follow like a good sheep. But I think it is that looking for platforms. I know you guys have had a look at a few, and I'll leave it there. What should we do other than get our fingers up to YouTube, which is not a bad thing?
Nope.
I keep thinking I'm going to go back and forth, because that's what's been happening up till yesterday, leading into today. I don't know if the moon has gone away and I finally got some sense again, but at this point, fuck YouTube. I'm really over it. It's not just the censoring of Flat Earth that didn't just start this month or this week. That's been going on since pretty much day one. It's the whole concept of what YouTube used to be for everyone that goes there seeking out creator-driven content that isn't the pablum programming bullshit that we're fed on fucking TV, and they're turning it into fucking TV. Hashtag Walt ran over.
Hashtag I don't believe it.
Absolutely not. I'll be doing this the whole show, but I'll try to contain it a bit.
Yeah. I think I even said it here last week that it wasn't that long ago that John and I were arguing about leaving YouTube. He suggested it, and I thought it was a bad idea because of the potential viewership that we have here. Granted, yeah, we don't really have all those viewers, but damn it, they're out there. They could see us because there's a bunch of people watching YouTube, and to then go somewhere else where people
they could see us if they freaking knew we were here, because that was the other reason I was coming in with fuck you, YouTube, is I couldn't even see that we were live. Sorry, I hate to interrupt you, but I'm not over. The rant still continuing.
Hashtag I told you so.
That was the first thing I noticed when I went to my YouTube, is that our live thing is not showing. There's the blue button for us having put up a video last week, but there's no live button. Paul's got a live button, 24/7 mute. All the ones that, seem to keep a live button, luckily, and I'm glad y'all do. But we weren't live until I had go all the way into our channel, and there it is, a live show that no one knows because the freaking live is not out there for anyone. Oh, sorry. I'll shut up now. Go ahead, Josh. My apologies.
I don't know. Where was I?
There's probably some tick box somewhere. I'll tell you what annoys me is I've been going through my blog today. I did last week and said about how many links were dead that were links to YouTube videos. And just going through it again today, I was doing a lot of Foucault fraud research. And yeah, half my blog posts are just grayed out with links to non-existent YouTube videos that I don't even know what the video was because I didn't have the foresight to copy the title. It's just annoying. It's just I could just see the writing on the wall about 5 years ago and just thought bollocks to it. Let's preempt them.
Now the trick is trying to find somewhere that we could live stream and not fuck around with cryptocurrencies. It's the word I was looking for. Cryptocurrency.
Or, well, yeah, that is a bit disturbing, isn't it? It seems to all be tied into some sort of digital identity and wallet and all the rest of it. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I think it's just a case of what is it, pebble dashing it, just broadcasting wherever we can, everywhere we can, as many streams as we can, and just seeing what sticks.
Right, there you go. Good idea too. I mean, from what I've seen, and it's only just from the video I watched today, I don't even know the origin, so I definitely don't want to say I don't know. The guys who either create or run library seem to be looking at this the same way we are. Creators should have their content there, freely accessible, and being paid for it, not getting. Anyway, I'll shut up. Damn it. I'm sorry.
Why are you shutting up?
Because I'm frustrated and I'm just talking aggravatedly instead of sensibly. So let me calm down. And,
I got you.
And then they do the opposite censorship and give that Simon Dan 7 million views for a shitty little video he does.
He pays for
So
that.
that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Well, I honestly don't think 7 million people are watching anything that he's doing.
probably not people, but maybe views. I mean, I'm sure those are.
I'm sure there's a wall of cell phones somewhere on an island that's
Uh-huh.
looked at his videos many times over. Surely.
It's
There's a
AI
view.
again, isn't it? AI.
Because you look at TV shows, you know, I mean, massive TV shows in America that you know, on free to air, you know, they might get 10 million. You know, you've got 300 million people living there. You might get 10 million people watching a particular show. This Simon Dan, who's just talking shit, gets 7 million views on a video, and same with that Soundly, I think might have got something like that, or who's that Aussie dickhead, Wolfie, got millions of views on it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. As if he's getting millions and millions of views on anything that he's doing. As if.
Right. Because you know that the TV stations would love to get those kind of ratings.
That's exactly right. I mean, you've got someone getting millions of views. You're putting him on mainstream and getting him to talk about things. I mean, the advertising would be huge if you're getting millions and millions of views. So bullshit.
Yeah, CNN has that's their high viewer count. It's like 2 million people at a time, something like that.
And that
Yeah.
seems like way high. I'm not even sure it's that much.
I think 90% of them are all over 60, 65, something like that.
So you enjoy it then, chat, Zach?
Sorry, what?
That was an old joke. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say there's a difference, guys, between views and like you're saying, Rob, advertisers. They know the difference between real views and millions of views that come from a warehouse in Malaysia. They're not daft. You know, registered and produced views are there. That if this, the interesting bit really isn't so much their views. It's the simple fact that they are quite clearly being promoted. Whilst we're aware we're being down-regulated, they're being up-regulated as well. Whenever you search Flat Earth now, it's pages before you get to any Flat Earth content, unless it's Mark Sargent or something. Then, but the majority of it is anti-Flat Earth content, of which they're being bumped up that queue and placed in that queue ahead of actual Flat Earth content.
Well, here's what I think is important is we're going to just abandon YouTube like it's cool, because abandoning YouTube is going to be cool here in the very near future. The problem is people are still divided. We still have people at each other's throats. When what we need is unity. So if you're going to go over to these other platforms, you need to be subbing other flat earthers. And guess what? This is where we're going to need unity. It would behoove all of us if we subbed to channels with whom we didn't agree, but subbed to them because they were flat earth channels. This is how we support each other. This is how we're going to get the word out. The same way we did it on YouTube. This is what we had to do. Ooh, somebody's making a flat earth video. There's not enough of those. I'm going to sub and get as much flat earth information out there. 3 years later, millions of flat earth videos out there. So you can't necessarily, at this point, sub to everybody, because now we have the content and we have the creators and the numbers are at YouTube. What we need is to have that kind of power and that kind of numbers everywhere else, and not on YouTube. So that means you're going to have to go and search for your favorite flat earther that you had on YouTube and see if they are on these other platforms, whether it's Library, BitTube, BitChute, DLive, whatever they all are, because there's a bunch of them out there, and I still haven't found them all. But we're just going to have to go and sub them. Give videos that you don't necessarily agree with a thumbs up.
I think there's positivity here. Sorry to cut you off, mate, but
No, please do. I'll just ramble for the next one.
in terms of where we were this time last year, places to go. I was saying this on Wednesday about how many options we had and places to go, and there was literally nothing. And we were crying out for alternatives to YouTube, and now it seems a tidal wave of YouTube emulating sites has sprung up everywhere. Yeah, I think that's a positive, and I think the internet is the closest thing we've got to a free market, and providing the applications that people are crying out for, albeit for only a year maybe, and then it gets bought out by G Mafia and it turns to rat shit. But yeah, I think it's a positive thing. If YouTube wasn't shit, then there wouldn't be tons and tons of other sites vying for YouTube's crown. So
True.
fuck you, YouTube. Sorry.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Hashtag.
I guess I would have much rather seen a few of these maybe combined forces. I don't know that we need all of these platforms trying to figure out how to do something that we can actually use. I would much rather see one platform doing it right. But I guess that's not the way it works. It's just not realistic.
There could be several out there. Well, there is. What would interest me is one that is primarily designed, run, and brought about by flat earthers, and that, as far as I know, is in the offing. I don't think it's publicly known as yet, so I'm not going to say the name, even though I probably can't say the name as well as you can, Josh. But yeah, keep a lookout for that, and obviously, as and when we can disclose any information about it, we will.
Well, it's out there, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's in beta, or it's hidden, or it's only. I don't know, to be honest. So I don't want to poo in the punch bowl, but feel free.
I will absolutely poo in the punch bowl, just because I know I have an account there. So I'm going to pull it up. I guess I don't know what it looks like from a non-account view, but we are over on Controversial.
Well said.
Say it again, Josh. Say it again.
Controversial. It's like controversy, but it's controverse and then REAL, real. Controversial. It does take a few times before it starts to roll off the tongue. And there's definitely stuff.
I was going to say, as you get time, Josh, drop links to these into our description so we can keep it going on a weekly basis there. I'm on the account, but I don't have the links handy, and I know you're already there, so just drop it when you get a second.
I will do my best.
No, that's what I'm doing, exactly.
And I've just not seen anything live. It looks like we can absolutely upload videos. Like I've got a whole stream full of Globebusters videos, which is awesome.
Yeah,
However,
as far as I know, Globebusters or Bob has transferred everything over to there, and I don't know what transfer means. I don't know if that means it leaves the original back on YouTube, which I would suggest is a wise thing to do, although we all hate YouTube, but it's still a platform, and while it's available, let's use it. But yeah, I thought that was quite a brave move by Bob to take the first step over the cliff.
I mean, I like the layout and the UI. I think if we could get some live streaming capabilities, it would be an ideal choice. A lot of the other ones, again, are on some sort of blockchain technology that requires you to bank to click and earn a certain amount of cryptocurrency before you can earn a right to live stream, and then the live streams cost you a certain amount of cryptocurrency. I think there's a lot of goofy stuff out there for sure. I think it's just going to take some time.
Out of all the ones we've been playing around with, though, this one's your favorite, isn't it? Controversial.
It seems to be. Again, I've not gotten any of our stuff uploaded anywhere. I've just got accounts set up and have been kind of clicking around as best I can without having uploaded anything.
Well, from what I understand on that LRBR or LBRY library.com one, there's a way for you to get your YouTube there quickly. I just haven't looked at it all yet.
Yeah, and I'd be cautious about that. I would find out if it moves it or copies it, or
I think it just
whether they own the
either
copyright
reproduces
of
or
it.
either links it. I'm not sure, but I
Dev-
saw it.
Devil's in the detail, I think.
That it is.
I think the detail I noticed, I just saw it on the emails on my phone, Josh, it coming up saying that it's given access to your editing on YouTube. So whether that gives it free access to even stream on our behalf, I don't know, but it did seem to open up
I saw that as well.
access to your account. Yeah,
It's like an app on your phone. It's asking for tons and tons of permissions that you just can't work out why it needs all those permissions. And you know, even if you can justify giving them a permission, it's such an open-ended description, or it's such a blank check that you're giving them. You know, it's like, okay, I need access to your Twitter account to be able to work out your Twitter analytics. Is that okay? Yes. And then the next thing you know, who knows? It could be spamming using your Twitter account. But that's what you've agreed to because you gave it access. So it's like I say, it's not something to jump into, but read the details.
Always a good idea.
Well, you could be inadvertently handing over the copyright to all your content to a third party. That could quite easily be in the contract, that you just click I agree, yeah, whatever, next, finished.
That's about how I do stuff.
Yeah, me.
So, I mean, there's not really any point to give out links to our other channels because, again, we're not uploading any content there yet. Absolutely, search us out. Just search Iron Rail Media anywhere and everywhere. I'm sure most of the places will come up. We've been busy trying to create these accounts to at least get the foundation laid. We've got 3.5 years, probably 3 or 4 different channels.
Oh yeah, we got loads. Just
Content.
a cursory look over the developer part of the library site. It's open source code, public. They openly give you all the technical specifications, APIs, all of the technical descriptions, the specs. It's pretty open. JS, I don't know. I haven't looked at an agreement yet. I haven't built a Flat Earth Head channel there yet. So I'm just talking on what I'm looking at here.
Which platform's that? What? Sorry.
The LBRY. The only reason I'm looking at them first is because of what I saw the two guys in the video talking about, how this is a channel, a platform that's open. It's going to be open source. There won't be a centralized, it's all about this whole blockchain open crap that nobody can have control of. And the getting paid for what you do instead of getting fucked for what you do, like YouTube, fuck you, YouTube does. So I I'm going to look into these guys, the developers. I'm looking at, there's a whole community. They're all over places. They've got a whole thing explaining the blockchain. They're pretty open with their information here.
I mean, I'm speaking
anywhere
for
else.
myself, but and you know, I'm not ashamed to sound like a Luddite, but although everyone claims to understand blockchain, like they used to claim they understood relativity and E equals mc squared, etc., I don't understand blockchain. I've read numerous articles trying to explaining it. I've listened to podcasts, watched videos. It's still an enigma to me, so I don't know if I'm alone on that, but that's what makes me slightly wary. I don't know, it just sounds like AI to me. I'll get hammered for saying that, obviously, as a Luddite, but I'm sure I'm not alone.
I have no idea. I'm too old.
Thank you, Adam.
You might as well be talking about gravity. I just don't give a shit.
I like that, Josh.
Well, maybe we should go round table then. Does anyone claim to understand blockchain to the point of being able to teach it?
Nope, no clue.
I know lots of people that will claim to and will definitely say that what they do is teach people about it. But a lot of it's just they're very passionate about their knowledge and what they think they know about blockchain.
Rob, what about you? 6 for 6? You must know about blockchain, surely. I'm going to preempt your answer
Did I
and
miss
say
something? What is blockchain? I have no idea what.
cryptocurrency is based on blockchain, and it's meant to be decentralized and not controllable by any one sort of organization or group of people or whatever. It's all digital or online based.
Yeah, push of a button and all that could be gone.
Well, it has happened several times. You know, numerous cryptocurrency banks or wallets or whatever they want to call it, then have been compromised. And yeah, I don't know what the follow-up stories to those breaches came to, or whether people got their money back, or whether it's regarded as money, or I just don't know. It's all grey to me, so I'm not one to jump into it.
The way I understand it, those stories basically are all a result of third parties who are acting as an intermediary between you and your cryptos. And they are the ones that went on and took the money and ran.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like the New Zealand wallet or guys, they were the second biggest in the world or something. I'm literally talking out my arse here, and I'm sure I'm getting slaughtered, or will do. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, because again, from what I understand, I don't understand the technology, but from the people that do, they say that the blockchain tech is pretty solid. So as far as it being there, it will always be there as long as there's, it's like almost like peer-to-peer networking. So as long as part of it's up, it will always be up. Now you can lose your access, which is what happens in most of those cases because of that third-party intermediary basically intercepted wallet keys and all that good stuff. But as long as you lock down your cryptos, they're there. I mean, yeah, you flip a switch and you kill all the electricity, but you fire it back up and they say it'll still be there.
And it's like having a Google or Gmail account. I thought that as long as I knew my Gmail address and my password, I would always have my Gmail. And then slowly but surely over time, it's asking for secondary passwords. It's asking for first dog name. your mother's maiden name, then it's asking for your mobile number, your location must be switched on, this, that and the other, and now suddenly I've lost 2 accounts for no better reason than I wouldn't jump through hoops for Google to verify that I am who I am, even though I know my email address and my password. So who else could I be? And if I'm not bothered about it, then why are you? So again, blockchain may be impregnable, but to who? For the people that created it or control it, or I don't know. It's just I've gone from being an IT professional, the director of my own IT company, to practicing Luddite, deliberate practicing Luddite, because it's just moving too fast for me to catch up with it and to see the potholes and downsides to what I'm signing away my life with a thumb swipe.
Yep. Or an eyeball scan, a retinal scan. Yeah. It's scary stuff. There's definitely a lot of crazy potential out there. All right, Adam. What's next on the list?
Well,
What else we got?
before we do that, I noticed Jason of the family Didsbury was in chat. I thought if anybody could explain blockchain, he might be able to.
Shout out for him tomorrow, though. He's setting off on his tour soon, isn't he?
Well, I don't know if he's with Roxanne now, because they should be rocking up.
Any minute.
Yeah. Jason, what's the score? Tell us. Are you with Roxanne, and do you know what blockchains are?
And it's been explained to me probably a half dozen times. I'm just too stupid to get it, I think. I'm just dense because I still don't understand it. I mean, the fact that it's so similar, I guess, sort of to like peer-to-peer, in that if you wanted to go through and start changing the rules of the way the cryptos are set up, you'd have to go into every single person's computer and change the individual blockchain. I don't know. I don't think it's quite as easy as you think it is.
And who could do that, though, other than AI? Who could do that in a nanosecond?
Well, that's the point, that nobody could, which is what the point of their creation was.
Well, here's what it basically to me is: all money's fake, fiat bullshit anyway, and I'm not planning on putting my life into the crypto chain. I'm just saying, fuck YouTube. Let's go get paid for what we do here instead of getting fucked for what we do here. Fuck you, YouTube.
It's the official signature of IRM. And fuck you, YouTube.
Good answer from Jason. I've just left Roxanne. We'll be seeing her tomorrow, and no, I have kept away from crypto money.
Right on. Well, that's probably for the best. Again, given that I don't really give a shit.
Let's use the power of the chat again and give us a 1 or a 0.
The power of the chat, I love it.
Do you understand blockchain? 1, enough to be able to teach it, or do you pretend to understand blockchain? 2, or do you not understand blockchain at all? 0.
Well, I'm a big fat 0.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a big 0 too.
I'm between 0 and 2.
Right. Well, I guess while we're waiting for the power of the chat, I suppose we can. Rob says 7. Thanks, Rob.
Go for a 7.
That means I've fucking got no clue at all.
I'm the same, Rob. Honestly, mate. I fair enough. I understand the concept. I don't understand how on where it works. I don't know.
So, well,
And
that's
I'm with Clarky. I'm with Clarky then. 0 and don't give her. Yeah. Let's move on. Come on.
no, but that's interesting. Out of 6 of us don't understand blockchain enough to teach it. Well, there you go. They're the stats. Live polls for you.
Live polling. Okay.
We got 1-1 so far, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Who's that?
Flat Max UK.
Black Max UK. Thank you, John.
Right. Later on in the show, hit that flat line. Get him in. He can explain that.
Yes, Dave Hinkle. I love what you said in chat. Let me read this. I better not.
Karma's a bitch. YouTube, stick your corporate shit all the way up your ass. Fuck YouTube.
There's nothing wrong with that
I'm
comment.
going to write a song. I'm going to.
I knew you would put a better spin on it than I. Mine would be very ugly if I said it.
Ian Adams says 8. That's how many pints he's had.
Good boy.
But does he understand blockchain?
Give him 2 more pints and he can teach it to everybody.
Yeah. Come on then. As we got to change subject then, can I do my little ramble what I was chatting to Zach about?
Cricket. We'll talk cricket.
Do cricket instead.
All right, I'm going to get coffee.
I'd rather talk about
Go on, Adam. What else you got?
Well, we're going to win that. So if you want to start now, I'm okay with that. But it was just something I saw in the week. And it was from Zohar Gate. It was on. It's part of one of the Michael Zarian talks. And in amongst the topic he was talking about, he kind of came across some of the Hebrew translations, which obviously is why I mentioned it to Zach. And I'll put it up on screen. Obviously, everybody knows the beginning of the Bible. Come on, Rob. What's the beginning?
Don't have a clue.
You're not with that.
In the beginning? Pretty sure it's in the beginning. It's the waters. God created the heavens and the earth and the waters and all them things.
In the beginning, God, yeah. In the beginning, created God.
But in the New
The
Testament,
heavens
it
and the earth.
is first there was the Word, and the Word was all. So that to me was the whole vibrational thing in the New Testament. But again, I digress.
Well, we all know in the beginning, yeah, God created God, the heavens and the earth. I think is the more Hebrew way of saying it. But the point he was saying was that and I'll stand to be correct. I just think this is a really interesting thing, and it made a lot more sense when translated like this. He was saying that all original text, Hebrew text of religious origin should begin with the Aleph, the A. And for some reason, Genesis doesn't. But if you do and start it correctly, apparently, it becomes Abba. And it kind of changes the whole, or clarifies, not necessarily changes, but clarifies the thing in the passage. I think that's what Zach liked. I'll just pull up. When you translate it, it becomes the Father of beginnings created the Elohim, the heavens and the earth, which does require a little bit of extra translation, but probably hand that to Zach because it's what Zach was teaching about. Well, he was trying to understand the word Elohim. And I thought that was when you couple the two things together, it makes a lot more sense. I don't know about you, Zach.
Yeah, that when it was said like that, it made me the creator. use the Elohim, the powers.
Zach, I don't think we caught any of that.
Sorry, is there? Hold on
I
a
think
second.
that was the original Hebrew.
It was everything before creator. Creator was the only legible word we heard. So if you could just repeat everything before creator.
Stephen was
Yeah.
talking over you again.
Oh, I'm talking to somebody. Okay, excuse me, sweetie. Yeah, there's a bunch of kids playing out in the front yard. It's awesome.
Your
But
audio's
when
great, other than that, mate.
When it's put like that, because the Elohim, the word Elohim means the powers, plural. And yeah, he's good. And it talks about the powers created man in their image. And I didn't know who there was. But even without that part, just the Elohim is the four forces of nature. You know, water, fire, earth, air, in alchemical terms, or strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force. That is what I'm kind of leaning towards as being the Elohim. It's what the creator uses to create everything here. And that makes sense because I couldn't grasp when they were talking about Elohim, like the powers. I was like, what are they talking about? And we do have, I mean, everything has the Fibonacci sequence in it. So is that the image of the creator that they're talking about? Being in everything and everyone? Is that's what I started leaning towards when I heard that. I was like, okay, the image then is not like what we look like, but it's, I know, Harley, settle down, pal. It's a thumbprint of the creator on everything in his image. I don't know. Yeah, it's, when it's put that way, it really, what do you say? It rang true. It resonated with me when I heard that. It was like, wow, that makes sense. That tells me what the Elohim is. It's what Yehovah uses to control this place.
So, Adam, what's
Travis
the
wants to call in.
difference?
Travis was gonna. I knew. He's all about.
I've just put that up there. The difference is, look, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and it's at this point where the fullness of the sentence has been reduced. So I think God is where Elohim would fit, Zach. Is that correct in the original?
No, God would be Yehovah.
No, sorry. In terms of the statement where we were saying, just give me a second.
Where are you sharing this, Adam?
It's on YouTube. I'm struggling to share it with you, but I think the crux of the derivation was by adding the A, and like I say, it was justified in that sense of, as I described, but it's the A adding the Abba, which changes the father of the beginnings created Elohim, as opposed to when you remove that bit, it just becomes in the beginning created Elohim. So created God. So that's then translated to in the beginning, God created. Yeah. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But what we're saying is by adding that A into the translation, or with the removal of that A, the retranslation, so it makes sense. And to me, it made a lot more sense. Is that the father of the beginnings created the Elohim, the heavens and the earth. And I say it only makes a lot more sense when you put it into the context of what Zach was saying with regards to his understanding of what the true meaning of the word Elohim means, other than just it's another word for God.
Well, El is God, isn't it? Elohim is gods.
Yeah.
Right. You've got slack again. You're sharing to YouTube, but not to the people you're talking to. Can you move that watermark as well while you're at it?
Where to?
Chop chop.
Stick it somewhere in a minute, savage.
Yeah, no, interesting tangent.
I didn't like I say. It didn't have a point. It was just something.
No, it needs backing up though. It needs, you know, someone to confirm or deny that religious texts should start with an A all the time, because let's face it, if they're going to change the Bible, it'd be the easiest thing in the world just to get rid of all the A's at the beginning of the sentences. A.
You have a question?
That's all I got.
No, that was it.
Give me a minute, Jen.
Oh shoot, I'm lax here. I was in the middle of trying to get Kratom prepared because I need to. Anyway, whatever. Travis had wanted to call, and I told him the number, but apparently it's not on.
Did you give him the flatline number?
I did. It went to voicemail. He said,
"Yeah, it's not up."
There you go. Sorry, Travis. I'm hurting in a bind, trying to get my shit together here.
Give me just half a tick. I can get it.
Yeah, that's me too. Give me a second to finish up with all this leaf powder everywhere, and I'll be more.
Yeah, just bear with me as well. I'm just in the middle of an oil change.
All right. Well, while I'm doing something important for my health, I'll let everyone know that Jason has put out that there's a Torbay Flat Earth meetup at the Vista Lounge, Saturday, June 22nd, 6 p.m. Shout out, Jason. I said it in chat earlier. We need to get you, Robin, Gary, just the whole crew back in off and on as you can. Updates, let us know, pop in, share the sites, whatever. We definitely love and appreciate it for sure.
All right. Do it again, Trav.
304-503-3528.
Nice.
It's a wrap.
No, he sung it.
The first caller through will get a great prize this evening.
Ooh, that sounded creepy as shit.
That's the unfriendly fairman.
I'll be back in a minute. Just got to put the bins out. I'm still with you, chat. Don't worry.
No, take your time.
Yeah, take a lot of time.
So whilst we wait on Travis to call, Adam, you said you had a list of stuff in?
I thought I'd just kick a little bit of space because I said I've missed so many, like TFRs. Like I say, it does my head in. Just think I've got 5 minutes. I'll settle down, have a little, and then work kicks off. So I wanted a load of space lettuce. I suppose it wasn't fair.
Oh, there's a load.
All right. Well, I expect a lot in return, Walt. So I'm going to give you some top quality space lettuce of the utmost highest quality generated by Flat Earther. I think it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. But I don't know if it was announced this week, guys. I don't know if you saw it. But Ranty Flat Earth has started a GoFundMe of £45 million to get him to send somebody to the ISS to verify it's real. Up she goes. There it is. Look, I'll stick it up on screen. That Trav.
What up?
What's up, Travis? How you doing?
I'm okay. What's up? Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Evening, Travis.
Some of the trucks have their horns are muted and they're a little bit weak from the wear and tear of all the years on the road. But that one was pretty nice and bold. Like, get the hell out of my way.
That was pretty bold.
Yep. Adam, John, Walt, Zach, Josh.
Good evening, Mr. Director.
Howdy, sir.
Yeah.
Evening, Travis.
shit, that's a big truck.
I got horns too. Mine's a steam horn
Yeah.
for when John gets mad.
I was,
Builds pressure.
my ears always get perked up when we talk about biblical stuff. So I wasn't really sure what direction you guys were going to go in, or if I could contribute to the conversation, but I figured I would just try to.
Travis, we want to know if you've got any money in your pocket to contribute towards the GoFundMe by Ranty to send somebody to the ISS. We're
I've
a
got
fair bit short of the £45 million goal.
I've got 10. How about that?
No, that's the.
I got 45 million Savage coin. I'm more than happy to donate.
Will they get you a pint of milk at the shops?
Savage Coinage.
Savage. Oh, I feel a brand coming on. Travis, your audio's shocking. I don't know if that's where you are or where you
it's probably my truck. It's not very loud for me. Like if I'm driving in the truck right now, and it seems pretty quiet. But are you saying that you've got a lot of noise coming in on you?
It's better now. I was just wondering if the speaker's anywhere near your mouth or whether it's on the other side of the truck or...
It sounds like you got your little triangle window pointed right at you, so it's blowing at you. That's what it sounds like. For the old school people who have triangles.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah. So it might be the weather seal on the door might be a little bit worn so that it doesn't have a perfect feel. So for me, sitting here, I can just hear the wind, but my windows are up. My triangle is not open, so it's just the wind in the door. But if it's too much of a nuisance, then I can jump out. No worries.
No, you're sounding fine now. It was before, maybe, but you're sounding absolutely fine now. Good to hear you again, mate. You've been busy lately, haven't you?
Oh yeah, always busy, man. Always busy on the road. I had Josh was telling you a little bit about the evening I had when I was going to try to meet up with him in the morning and do an interview, and my day turned into a 24-hour day where 15 of those hours were driving. And
you've also got another job, though, haven't you? You're special technical director of a feature-length flat Earth film, aren't you?
Yeah, that is a compliment to I'm honored that they chose me as someone to participate in the documentary, and they've given me the title of creative director. But that's quite the title to live up to. So I'm more than happy to be involved in the project for the Plain Truth documentary. So yeah, it's been great getting to know everyone on the production, Shelley Lewis and Joshua Michael.
Yeah, we had Joshua just recently, man, and he blew us away. It was like meeting another brother, just like you. It was amazing.
Oh yeah,
love Joshua.
Yeah. Great bunch of guys, and Shelley, and just people that have a passion for presenting our story. You know, I think that Shelley does a great job of talking about the fact that she was impressed with the fact that we had 2 documentaries that are out, but they were from the outside in. And the intentions of those on the outside were not to adequately and favorably present our story. So she got a fire in her heart to say, hey, listen, we need to do this from our perspective and from grassroots. And she's done a lot of tremendous work in terms of getting people who are experts in their field to come out and validate a lot of the pseudoscience that's out there, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely just monumental.
Well, hell, look at us go. We've had pretty much all the executive production team on our show. Between you and Shelley and Josh, we're just nailing them down.
And as always, again, we offer all the help we can give you guys because I am just excited. I've talked to all of you. I know you. And when we had Shelley on, she was a powerhouse, man. I can't see how she couldn't get anybody lined up to get things done for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I think she's gonna. I think she's got to burn out sometime. She is burning the candle at both ends, and she is just, like I said, just on fire for getting the stuff lined up and making sure that we have the appropriate guests. And so I'm trying to help out as much as I can and take some of the weight off if I can. So yeah, it's good.
Well, I wanted to thank you again for an awesome interview this morning. Once we finally got it done, it was good. We had a really good time.
Yeah, not at all. It was my pleasure, and I've got to get the rest of you guys lined up. Walt, John, and Adam. Want to have all of you guys on individually just so we can hear your story, and just get your names out there with the audience that I might have with Red Hen Radio. And,
Travis, why don't you just directly ask John now?
Directly ask John now?
Yeah. Everyone else is a given, but
You
all
twat.
right, John. When's your first availability? Let's line up the time.
Yeah, I'll drop you an email on that. No worries.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be waiting on that one then,
There
right?
you go. Yep, just keep hitting that refresh button, Trav.
That's right. Nice misdirection there.
unfortunately, Travis, Savage is property of Iron Realm Media and is not unfortunately affiliated to any of the networks.
If we turn that AI loose on you guys, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
We've only licensed this deepfake software for this show only, so to use that deepfake
I can only operate on IRM, and everything else just gets a system error. It's just it doesn't work. We tried, but yeah.
And I feel horrible that I left Zach out of my lineup. Of course, I'm going to have Zach on. I need to have his alchemical and pneumatic insight. So, Zach, all apologies, brother.
Was Zach not your first guest? I mean, he was the first guest on Paul. No, he was the first. He was the first guest on Nathan.
Yeah.
Well, my first guest for Red Hen Radio was Crow. So, yeah. But, no, I had to talk.
Get you, Travis.
You had
Come out the gate burning. That's what's up.
you had to get second best, but Crow's not a bad substitute, I suppose. Yep, pretty good.
Yeah.
So are we going to be talking Hebrew or what? Is that where we were?
Allah Akbar.
We were trying to get Ranty in space. What's the funding on? Let me just double check it, guys.
You need a lot more reverb on that to sell it, Adam.
That's it. Let's get deep.
I can do it on me, and I can do it on Travis. I can't do it on you right now. I'd have to set up my audio a little differently.
You do it, Josh.
Danger to Bill Robinson.
I didn't say I could do
I
it.
can do it if you want me to. When do you want me to say it?
I'm not even sure which one of these is going to work. I'm just going to play
Oh,
something,
okay.
and we're going to see what it sounds like is basically what we're going to do. So yeah, whenever you're ready, we'll see what it sounds like.
So am I just saying ranting in space, but saying it out loud? And
I'm so lost.
Well, you were
If that wasn't Iron Realm perfect.
Okay. Next time, Mosh.
I don't know what it's.
Did I drop the ball?
No, you didn't drop the ball. That's
Oh, okay.
really strange. You should be full on hearing it.
It's not even a ball, Travis. It's 100 cats.
My bad.
Now you sound like my shortwave radio things that I'm picking up from Turkey.
Well, for some reason, I can get it on mine. I just can't get it on Travis's, but I should. he should be echoing like crazy right now, but he's not. So we can do Ranty in Space.
That's the one.
There we go. It's a wrap.
Do it one more time, Josh. One more time.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Ranty in Space.
Oh, funny. Come on, people. 45 million to go.
What, viewers?
Oh, there is a disclaimer.
I'll see what I'm saying.
I'm seeing only 39.
You what? No, 45 million pounds to go, John.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about our live viewers.
Talking about getting... Josh, can you help me here?
You got to
Get-
warning, but yeah, I can totally help you out. Ranty. Nope, that's the wrong.
Oh,
Bitch.
that's like V.
Ranty in Space.
That's why we need 45 million, John.
No, it's Ranty in Space.
Is there a point to this anymore?
There's
all about the
two
emphasis.
syllables. There's two syllables there in Ranty.
There is a big disclaimer, look, that I keep scrolling to, but I think I can summarise it is that don't put any money in, unless, of course, you are a baller and you think he'll go there and there. But if you are a flat earther, please don't put any money in. I think it's
I
the
just
best.
donated 45 million Savage coinage.
That's
They
all
were
right.
all our crypto. That's what I thought. Damn it.
Savage coinage.
I think at current exchange rates is about 1p. But then I backed out of it because it meant I had to give up my anonymity.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it, dude.
Don't do
I'll
that.
do that. I'll send it to you, mate, and you can pledge it.
I tell you what, you keep it and I'll underwrite it for you.
Sweet. We need a contract.
Come on, people. 45 million pound. We want Ranty in Space.
See, I wish I could give it to you.
Well, if that's not bullshit, well, you've got to live up to your promise then. That was my space lettuce.
All right, hang on.
You still with us, Travis?
Yeah, I just went on mute in case my truck was a little bit noisy.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Professional. This is not working. Apparently Skype doesn't want to open. I have too many things happening here. Hang on.
I was just getting the Zoom set up, dude. Sorry.
Don't want to mute Travis. I want to mute me.
The other thing I've done is oh, yeah, Roxana's. Hiya, I'm sure. She's going to join from her phone. How do we do that, Josh? You'll
One
have
of
to
those
call her.
numbers that we Zoom numbers. Is that the best way probably to get the best audio?
Yes, you can.
Certainly.
Roxanne's in the chat, so let's just.
Oh, well, beautiful. Well, then I will copy. I will send her a couple UK numbers.
Well, while you're doing that, one of the things Josh shared with us this morning was the fact that, according to this story on Ars Technica, seems like Americans are just not interested in the moon and Mars, which is a part of the moon. And this isn't just us, this isn't flat earthers who have been sick of this bullshit. This is this fanboy base. This is the folks who are going, we've spent quite a bit of money over the years here. What the fuck? Where's my lunch in space? Where's my dining with Buzz on the space station? All these things that we've been promised. Zach, remember all the stuff they told us? Where's all this at? And apparently the poll is like, it's I'm trying to find the actual graph. I can share it maybe without breaking too much here. Let's see.
Are you saying people are actually getting pissed off about it, or
It was
people just don't give a toss anymore.
It seems they just don't give a fuck.
Well, I think that's by design. I think that was always by design, is to talk about it so much to insane levels that it's just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we're going to the moon. Oh, look, they've grown space letters again. Yeah, we're going to Mars, whatever. That's the point where they just don't give a shit anymore. But still, the 50 plus million a day goes out of the American collective bank account every day.
Apparently all of their the sky is falling terror lettuce is working well, because that seems to be the major concern on this graph, which I'm worried about trying to share here, and I can't do it. Where is it? Oh, I'm trying to do it like on the
what, like the asteroids and the planet collisions and the solar flares and the we're all gonna die.
Share that. Get this out of the way. Oh my goodness, how do I do it? I'll never operate this thing. How do you make the little screen go out of the way?
I can see it.
You can see the story?
Yeah, but only you can see the little screen, don't worry. And it's a pain in the ass. You've got to keep shifting it around.
Because I can't read anything. Well, whatever this one is at the bottom, monitor asteroids, comets, and that's the concern. That's what we should be doing. Moon, Mars, as you see here. I don't give a shit.
Space bus. We need a space bus.
And if you don't know the depth of the terror push on this whole skies falling thing, I've started compiling them. I mean, it became, we stopped putting the stories in the space letters because truly every weekend, oh, this is the weekend it can happen. Every weekend, we're going to get one that's going to be between us and the moon. Every weekend, not on Wednesday when you need to get to work and pay the bills and panic ensues and we're all not going to work. Oh no, not on Wednesday, but this weekend, fuck, be careful because the sky's falling.
It's almost as scary as measles.
Exactly.
You know, with any form of democracy, if you look at those, you tend to look at the top and the bottom. But if you look at the median few, that's probably what you're going to get from NASA, which is search for life on other planets, continue funding the International Space Station, and there we go. Send robotic probes without astronauts to explore space. That's probably the most likely things, isn't it? All CGI-able.
Yeah, nothing like number one, prove we live on a spinning ball, you lying fucktards.
Interesting.
Oh, shoot, there's mute. I found it. So, yeah, on that note, Tuesday, while we were on Paul and the plane, we started talking about the Zen Garcia case and its precedents being, illegal. Whatever we decided it was there on the show. And it got me looking for that article that you love to share, and I have somewhere saved.
Yeah, I heard you talking about it. And someone called in and said that that this court case should preempt suing NASA for the same details, and I'm fully on board with that caller inner.
Absolutely. Again, I can't read anything because on my screen there's a big bar with all of our cameras on it, and I really truly cannot figure out a way to reduce it, get it out of the way.
This is quite an interesting article. If I was educated enough to be able to read, I would, but
what I'll do is try to throw it in chat. I can't even do it because this keeps getting them away. Okay, instead of me sharing it, why don't somebody else, and then I can share it with the chat. I'll give you the link. Hang on.
Rob, can you read? Oh, we lost Rob.
Yeah, Rob is long gone.
Well, obviously, I was talking to you, Josh.
Yeah, no, I'm busy doing other stuff. I got to get Roxanne on the call, so it's going to have to be somebody else.
That's all right. I'm just finishing up my oil change.
I'm getting the where is the chat for this call? Okay, I dropped the story link, and not only is this link got the story that I was looking for there in the Cook County Herald, it's got down, if you look through the comments, there's a series of articles showing how shape of the earth was up for debate as recent as 1954. Man, what did I do? Everything's shaking. Is it an earthquake? It's an earthquake.
You having an earthquake?
Apparently.
I can see you shake it, or you.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've done. My monitor might be sitting on something. I kind of was cleaning up around here yesterday. So. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's either an earthquake or you tidied up yesterday.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Freaking science, bro.
Anyway, I took off my share and I dropped the story here in our chat. Now I'm going to go drop it in the chat for the viewers.
If I share it, can you read it?
Sure.
Okay.
Get a sip of tea here.
There's a good compromise.
Yes, science.
Yeah, education.
Hell, I can go back to it and read it, I guess. You don't have to share it. Once you get it on the screen, let me know and I'll start reading.
Okay.
I've sent Roxy your phone numbers. I gave her numbers. I gave her a link that should help her find a local number for her to call, and I gave her the meeting ID number. So she could be in here any minute, or she could not show up at all until I give her a link that she can work.
Cool. Deal with that, and I will read this story. This article is from a paper in Cook County, Minnesota. The Cook County Herald, April 21st, 1900. This story says Earth is round, he may be thrown into prison. Condition of affairs in England, Sir John Gorse accused of intention to teach false precepts, City of Portsmouth excited. It's painful to read that Sir John Gorse, the head of the British Educational Department, is in serious trouble and has been threatened by Mr. Ebenezer Breach and other taxpayers of the City of Portsmouth in the Kingdom of England with prosecution under the Impostors Act. Seems that the schools of Portsmouth have been teaching the damnable and heretical doctrine that the earth is a sphere. Sir John's attention has been called to this dissemination of seditious and treasonable doctrine. Oh, hang on, I rolled too far. But he has refused to correct the abuse. Ebenezer and his friend know, of course, that the earth is as flat as a pancake. Oh, the story's not all here. I have the whole story saved somewhere. Hold on. Damn it.
One click away.
I know. Well, I thought this was the whole story.
In this downtime, real quick, I'm going to jump off because I've got to get to my stop. And
thank you, Travis.
I won't be. All right, guys. Thanks so much.
Take it easy, Travis. Honk, honk.
Honkity honk.
Give us a honk,
here,
Trav.
let me also share.
Some yard worker just shit his pants.
Okay, so this. Oh wow, I can't drop the link. It's too long. That's crazy. 225 character link. What the hell? It was the actual link for the newspaper itself. Just Google the date for the Cook County Herald and you will find the actual paper. If I can get back to it now. And in there you will find that not only are they talking about flat earth, they're talking about a mummy giant. Or a giant mummy, I guess, would be more accurate. Well,
I did spend some time trying to research the people named in that article.
I did too, John. What did you find?
I couldn't find much, to be perfectly honest. And
well, looking for them is how I found this thread about the people who, as recent as all this, thought the earth was flat. I actually found, what was it? Let me go see it because I've got it somewhere. Hold on.
But I didn't I didn't see the connection that it was a US paper. I thought it was a UK paper, but
that was my thing. I was wanting to find the original story out of an England paper, one there in the UK somewhere.
So, there we go.
You okay?
I think we got the Predator with us.
Man, I must not have saved the page because it's not in my histories anywhere. I know I found another link to these two guys though.
I was just checking my.
And it was unrelated to flat Earth stuff, which was kind of, I don't know. I was buried in a bunch of just gobbledygook, and then somewhere in there was this link for the series of stories, and commentary and all that I just shared.
What does anyone think? Ones or zeros? Should we call this the Habnosphere Hangout rather than show? I don't know. Maybe that will reduce my anality and stress.
So, okay, I found it. I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean
That's
to
all right. I thought I was on mute and ignored as usual. Don't know.
So, in the North Otago, wherever the hell that is, anyone? North Otago Times, volume 35, issue 9779.
That's Middle Earth, mate.
5th January 1901.
Isn't that right next to South Otago?
I think you're right. I think it's right there above it.
Just due north, yeah.
It's the same crew. The Earth's flat, alleged to be illegal to say it isn't so, evidence of breach, the whole crew of people. And this is a year, well, yeah, more than a year later. Oh, almost a year later. Where is this? North Otago. New Zealand. Hello, Rob. Where you at? Did Rob leave?
Rob, you should know that. The fuck. I'm actually gonna go grab some coffee real quick.
Yeah, I would love some. Grab me some.
Will do.
Here's another one from the North London Times. Dun dun dum. Dum dum. Just to view the full size paper, become a member.
Give us all your money.
Yeah, can't get to it. So go look it up maybe on that side of the pond, the London Daily Mail newspaper archives for Thursday.
Oh my God, if it's in the Daily Mail, it's literally toilet paper. In fact, if it's in anything, including the Times, it's literally toilet paper.
I mean, okay, well, you wanted English sources. I gave you one. That's all I can do. All I can do.
I'm just wondering if this Gorse guy was for real, and I think I found out he was, and he did leave.
That's what I got buried in, is all the gibbly-gup about his reality.
Yeah, and I think he did retire as Secretary of Education or whatever it was a year later, but as to whether it was anything to do with this, I don't know, but it's irrefutable that I always bring this one up. George Orwell's article from 1946, is the Earth a flat or a ball? It's on my blog if anyone's interested, but that's 1946, so it's highlighting what you're talking about, is that, you know, all these people turning around saying everyone knows it's a ball for 2,500 years. No, they didn't. They were still questioning up until 46, and well, right up until 2019, despite NASA's efforts to Disney-fy us with space. On that note, I'm going to shut up.
Are you having any luck there, Joshua? Oh, wait, he went to get coffee.
Josh buggered off. Yeah, I'm still doing my oil change.
You're doing the oil change, and we're still trying to get Roxanne in here.
Why are you doing that? There was one thing that came out of that. She was doing like online researching, as always, on Paul's show. And you stumbled across a website, and I've been meaning to ask you, what was the website? Because
that's stolenhistory.org is where this thread with all of the newspaper articles talking about, and it's not just flat earth articles. There's like offhand comments in other stories related to the shape of the earth. Someone obviously did a search with round and flat and all that in newspapers, because you can see that it's highlighted on all these stories. There's just a lot of information. And again, with all the scrubbing that's going on, get this shit off the internet as quickly as we can would be the best idea. Here's an attachment that links up to another story with, there's just way a lot of stuff here. I put the link in the chat. I put it in. I'll put it in the description for the show. Here we go. In one story from the Syracuse, it doesn't tell me, it's not Vanguard, the Syracuse Vanguard maybe. How has one of our satellites disproved the Earth is round? The recently launched U.S. Vanguard, now in orbit, discovered that our Earth is pear-shaped. Oh, well, there we go. That's not exactly what I thought we could see there. But there's also like stuff showing old fake satellite pictures that have obviously been faked. I mean, there's the same blue marble image in the background with a cartoon satellite imposed over it. Oh, speaking of stuff imposed, there's new AI Photoshop stuff out there that can look at photographs and discern that they've been Photoshopped. I'm sure I'm not the first to say this. Let's get this thing working on some NASA BS.
And they haven't banned you yet, Walt?
Who, me?
Yeah, didn't you get banned when?
Oh, no, this is new. This is new. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about all the
Photo forensics banned you.
Photo forensics.
No.
Yeah, that was the one. Photo forensics.
But,
yeah, forensically rocks. Forensically, you rock. Fuck you.
Fucking YouTube.
Damn, you'll punch you tonight. Oh, I love it. But as you mentioned,
no, this is some kind of AI thing that got put out like this week. It's part of the Photoshop suite of stuff, I guess, and it's able to go in and look at, like, you know, all the fake makeup and stuff that Instagram girls do and that kind of stuff, and see that it's been Photoshopped. I actually think somebody in my Twitter feed has already done one picture from some moon shot, but I don't know the authenticity of it, because I would actually like to get the access or know somebody who's got Photoshop in our crew and get them to actually look into the authenticity of. Oh, it's Mike Cavino. It's probably real. Let me go see. Hang on.
Well, speaking of AI, and at the risk of taking a right angle.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, John. I'm trying to
no, you're all right.
As I can.
I just wanted to put a shout out for Crow 777 Radio with his AI episode this week. Yeah, really cool. If you haven't heard that or are unaware of it, go over to Crow with 2 R's 777radio.com. Shout out David Weiss there without 2 R's. But yeah, great show, really well researched, taught me an awful lot, even mentioned stuff around to do with areas that I'm interested in or was interested in back in the 90s of Hong Kong and the handover back over to the Chinese from the English, and yeah, some people might know what I'm talking about there. But no one who's looking at chat or doing their oil change or putting the bins out.
I'm trying to get this over here to us, and I've somehow closed our chat to the show, so I can't put it in there. So I've got too much going on. You're correct, John. Oil change is over.
I'm still trying to find Roxanne. She's not answered, nor has she shown up. So.
All right, Brock. She was in chat just minutes ago. Here, let me drop this in our chat so that somebody else can share it on the screen. This is from Mike Davino, who I've hung out with on Twitter forever. He seems to be pretty reliable. Again,
I'll back you up on that one.
Exactly. So he shared this earlier.
Follow the red light, Josh.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
I mean, no, it's funny when I do it with my cat. I'm not sure what the relevance is here. To which red light will I be following and why?
Roxanne.
Gotcha.
Like I say, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. She doesn't have to put it on.
Just the mirror will give it away.
So I was muted on bloody Zoom there. I was just going to say, assuming that she can't make it, so we just maybe just cover what has happened this week because it's odd, I think, more than anything.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, should we just call it a day and have an early night?
All right, nice. Love you. God bless, pal.
Hey, before we get too far, I shared the picture on Twitter, and whoever can do it on the channel here, share it before we get away from the AI thing, because it's there. Adam, you can do it.
I can.
What have you done?
It's in the chat for the Zoom. It's the picture, Dave. I don't know if he did it or just, I don't know. Just go show it.
You've said, Adam, you can do it. That's now a challenge because I don't
It is.
I can.
I know you can. It's a picture in our chat for the call that you can show. Oh, look at John beat you to
Oh,
it.
shut
Good
up,
job.
Wally.
Savage.
Nice.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but
What's that?
Okay, so Adobe has a new AI tool that automatically spots photoshopped faces. He applied it to this NASA picture and got this return, apparently. Again,
Well,
I don't
it
know.
looks photoshopped, like with yellow and orange paint.
I haven't played with it myself, so I don't know how the thing operates or how it works. Someone has Photoshop, I'm sure, and this is accessible to them, and we can find out.
so basically it's saying that this shot is bullshit.
It's complete and utter bullshit.
Okay.
But I don't know that because I haven't played with the tech. I just know this picture came through about 5 minutes before we went on.
Well, we all know it was bullshit from numerous other sources, but yep, this just confirms it.
All right, Josh, how are you over there, sir? Any luck?
With getting
Anything? Getting Roxanne. Roxanne, do you not love us anymore? It's not our fault your video got pulled, I promise. Was it Adam? Was he acting an ass on the video? Is that what happened?
I think that's what it might have been.
We might as well get into it a little bit, and maybe she'll show up at some point. I hope.
Bit of background would be good because I have no idea what you're on about.
Shall I do a bit of scene setting? Shall I lay the mood?
Please, I heard a bell. Is that a good bell?
I don't know.
Bell? Good bell?
I don't think so. It was only 3 seconds. That's not much to do anything.
Awesome. I'll be with you in about 5 minutes.
Oh,
Whoa.
Wow, you made her sound like a demon. Make it stop.
Yeah.
It's so,
Awesome.
what the hell is on with Travis that he can't get those effects on his voice? It was so weird. I went and tested my other microphone.
Travis is the AI.
That was pretty strange. Because I did about 3 different effects, and I maxed out levels, and nothing hit his voice at all.
There's only one AI in this village, thanks.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome. I'll be in about
me.
5 minutes.
All right. See, I don't think that's me. I think that might be her.
Well, there you go. Maybe
I think it might be double.
she's the AI. We're starting to uncover lots of stuff here. Shout out to Nuka Cola in the chat. Miss you, my brother. Where have you been?
Where the hell you been, Duma?
Evening, Duma. Good to see you, mate.
Jambo Buane.
Show off.
No, I fucked it up.
I wouldn't have known.
Those 3 fucking words.
Duma would. Jambo Buana. Ni taka pombe sasa hivi Buana.
I'll have whatever you're having, mate, to be fair.
I don't know how to say wine.
Yeah,
Hakuna Matata.
Right back at you, John.
Hamna Tabu Buana.
Well, for when Roxanne arrives then in 5 minutes, Hakuna Matata. Yeah, like I said, somewhat odd, mate. I thought, because I was looking forward to going on a Wide Awake show, chatting with Dolly Daydream and Rich from 007. and they kind of watched a Netflix show. I think it's Weed the People, which was talking about curing cancers in children with what we've discussed numerous times, cannabis oil.
So
So went
this is
on.
the same cannabis oil that cured Alan Park of his prostate cancer twice when we had him on to talk about Phoenix Tears and Rick Simpson oil and curing cancer with cannabis oil. The same cannabis oil, that kind of cannabis oil. So we're clear.
That was the exact same thing, the same derived product. Yeah, there was no differential. So, yeah, that.
And
so
the same
nothing-
cannabis oil that cured your father and your colleague's mother. Is that the same cannabis oil we're talking about?
The same oil and the same person that talked about it last week on our show. Yes, talking about the same things as I've done on previous shows, doing pretty much the same thing on Roxanne's show, but basically chatting with guys that were new to the information and were quite blown away by it. I'm particularly moved by the fact that the program they'd seen was in terms of treatment in kids, which is always, more emotive, isn't it? So that was basically the program. We had a good basic background chat about supporting some of the things and the claims they'd seen in the program. So nothing too controversial.
It was brilliant as well. I listened to that. I'm going to bung a link in it. Carry on.
But then I think there was a delay in the broadcast. It's supposed to be Saturday morning, isn't it? And then I think Rox had a few problems and it went out Sunday. And I think within 24 or 48 hours it would have been issued with not copyright, because there was no community guidelines strike.
And see, that's something I definitely wanted to clarify again, because I've heard you say the community strike, and then you talked about using the Netflix stuff on the show, and it was like, well, wait, was it community strike or was it a copyright strike?
Yeah.
And you saying it definitely was a community strike first. Fuckers, fuck you, YouTube.
So I'm just trying to look it up here, and are you saying it's gone?
Oh yeah, it's gone. I tried to
Show.
download it to listen to it, and it didn't even finish in my downloader.
So did anyone download it and re-upload it and it's gone again? Or because I can do that.
I want to do it too. I want to
put it on all of our platforms, right?
I want to re-upload it everywhere.
Well, I just wanted to put a link to it just then, and I didn't realise it had been pulled. Adam, tell us what happened.
Tell us more.
Well, I mean, this is the strange thing, isn't it? It was taken like that, removed, and Roxanne was given an opportunity to respond. And that's probably why we need her a bit more. But as I understand it, she's responded. And the crux of the claim was it was, and let's be honest, I'm a little professionally offended. Because I think the crux of the claims is it was unsubstantiated claims was the nature of the violation, which is very odd considering it was 3 people giving their opinion on something they'd watched produced by Netflix and a qualified pharmacist either validating or not agreeing with everything, just giving his qualified opinion on it.
Well, tell that to your dad. It's an unsubstantiated claim.
Yeah.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Sorry, what did you say, Walt?
Wasn't me. That was
No, that was me. Sorry.
I know. I was just giving you a cue, Walt. Really, but this. No, so that was the crux of it, and obviously Rox has responded, honestly, what the hell, basically outlining a decent response as you would. And from my understanding, it appears that response is now, because she's appealed it, given her a second violation. So she's now on 2 community violation strikes on her channel.
And again, that's more clarity, because what the fuck? You get a strike for appealing?
Wow, this is sounding more like China every day. Your social credits are not with us. You can't have your Bitcoin. That's appalling. I for one, I'm going to put that up on my channel, your interview, because I listened to it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. And anyone can come and take that off there and put it up on their channel, and I suggest everyone does the same. Whether you agree with it or not, it's just a stand to tell YouTube that we're not happy with that. Cool, I'm livid.
Right. Well, this is the odd thing though, John, as we said at the start there, this isn't a topic it's not been broached in much greater detail, I might add. Do you know what I mean? And with a lot more conjecture as well. And certainly with no instruction to prepare such an illegal product. But yet those videos are still up on YouTube right now. And I just found it very, very odd that somebody's channel would be struck like that on a topic like that, which is discussed on mainstream TV. I mean, there was nothing outside of that was...
Well, what was the claim? They said it was unsubstantiated.
Yeah.
Hello, look through any random YouTube video and see what's unsubstantiated on all of them. That's just a catch-all bullshit term for we don't like what you're saying, so we're going to shut you up.
Yeah, and I was actually very careful, in case it was anything. I'm always pretty careful in terms of describing claims, etc., etc. So I think I was pretty spot on, because we got into CBD oils and benefits of such things and stuff like that, and there was I genuinely can't see. I certainly wasn't outside of the claims of the website of the products that I was discussing. Do you know what I mean? So very, very odd for me that her channel has been.
And it was 2 hours long, wasn't it?
It was about that, weren't it? Yeah, I mean, it was a bit longer than that because Rox is into editing and stuff. She's got OBS and editing suite, so she's tweaking that out and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it was a good chat one.
It was. I'd love to hear Rox's side to this. Hopefully she can join us shortly. But that is outrageous. I mean, it's not a Sandy Hook. It's not 9/11. It's not. This is what. It's. You're talking about your experience that you've had. Yeah, it just ticks all the boxes for me as to what I thought YouTube was, is, and has become. Hashtag FUTube.
Here, I got that for you, John. Fuck you.
I was trying to think of catchy hashtags, like I think one I put on the hashtag you text it, or something along those lines, but I think I just hit it. FUTube.
FUTUBE?
Yeah.
Or FYOUTUBE? FUTube?
Yeah.
FUTube?
Yeah, something like that.
FUUTUBE. FU YouTube.
Absolutely. Been playing around with it for a while now. We need to spitball it. Let us know in the chat. 1, 2, 10, or 0. You see, if we call it a hangout, those sort of pauses are acceptable.
You just don't like it, do you?
But if we call it a show,
we're
I think
not,
that sort of pause is.
I don't see a show anywhere that you're talking about. It says have no sphere, and then
undue pressure.
Yeah, I think you're just panicking.
Okay, cool.
We're running off all the trolls, all the people who are easily bored.
Who's this guy always bitching about the silences?
I mean,
I don't like silence.
We got to tweak his programming. He is really tweaking on the
constantly shilling all the time.
Fuck his text.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, screw you, Zabala.
Fuck you back.
No, I had a gentleman asked me to help him with his lawnmower real quick. He had to pull some springs, and he's got like 65 lawnmowers, and he fixes them up and sells them.
That's all right. I've been doing oil changes and Adam, I forgot your name there, has been putting the bins out, and Walt's been painting the fences.
A busy evening.
It is, yeah. It's cool, and we've even managed to get a hangout going.
I feel horrible. I just heard Travis. I know he was getting ready to come in. What did he say about that?
And Travis is driving a truck, for crying out loud. It's just multitasking central here.
Yeah, Travis has been and gone.
What was his take on that?
I don't even think we got around to it.
Don't know. We were rambling at the point when Travis joined.
Yeah, I think by the time we got around to starting to talk Hebrew, he had to drop his trailer off.
I see.
Bloody
You're in
Hebrew.
charge of that research, Zach.
Hebrew, I'll always clear the room, won't it?
I'll have plenty of time now.
The Potato Peel Hebrew Society. Josh Corey.
No, screw that. Did I hear my name there?
Yeah, I
Is that a little bit of Mickey soundboardage?
Adam, I just got through telling you to hush your mouth.
Ah, Thomas. Oh, that's deep south. I like that, Odd. I like that.
That was courtesy Walter weeks and weeks ago.
Adam, I just got through telling you to hush your mouth.
Now, see, I can cut that down to just Adam, hush your mouth.
Either way, it's not likely to work, but.
Now,
You need to do Adam. Won't get fooled again.
Yeah.
Tell me what?
Can't get fooled again.
Adam.
So, I'll tell you what, since we're having a hangout, shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh,
TV
savage,
soundboards.
that's really unprofessional.
No, it's called Cliffhanger.
What if we don't call it anything? What if we just called it Have No Sphere on Iron Realm Media's YouTube channel?
Cunning.
You can't live your life with labels, John. You got to think outside the box. We're more than just a show.
Name the show Fuck YouTube.
I
more
can
than
see that. I can see that as well, Josh. I can see your enthusiasm has sparked those whole 40 people to watch us live. But I think where our strength lies is downloads and people listening to us when they're utterly shit bored and driving a car or something, and they just need to, there is a certain sort of calming vibe about our podcast, but Yeah, I think. Do you have any way of knowing how many people download the show as opposed to watch it live? Because I couldn't watch this live.
There's probably,
Hold on,
in the analysis, a way to see that. Have you ever looked at it though, Josh?
I think that if YouTube could find out who it was that was downloading their YouTubes off of YouTube without paying for YouTube Red, they would be all over their ass. But I think there's too many apps and things out there that you can download with that I don't ever see that information. I've never seen you have this many downloads for the last 30 days. I've never seen that one.
I've heard people talk about it. I've heard Crow, for example, say
he gets downloads.
We had so and so many people watch it, but 10 times the amount of people downloaded it.
Because he has analytics on his website.
Hey, I see Roxanne. Unless she gets so tired of hearing that in her life.
Heard my.
Put on that rainbow light.
What do you call it? Facebook.
So
that's
shout out
not
to
what
Big
I
Mike.
call it. But
Broke his fondle slab, man. He got a new one, and that sucks. That's what's keeping me from getting a new one. Is all these glass-covered pieces of breakable technology.
I've got an almost pristine ZX Spectrum with rubber keys if you want it.
Right? That's what I'm saying now. I'm looking for one of those old foam bag things with the big shoe-sized.
I've got an old ColecoVision you could probably refurbish.
Whoa, right. I had a guy walk into the shop. So I think it was Tuesday. Yeah. Mobile phone held to his head, big, thick, elastic band around his head, strapped to his head, hands free, baby.
Going, yeah, sell, darling, sell.
That sounds like some coon-ass stuff right there now.
Just walked into the shop, chatting away, mate, like that. It's brilliant.
Was he wearing plastic bags on his feet?
No. That's brilliant.
Well, we are very proud and honored to have Roxanne, the globalist denier, in our presence. Roxanne, thanks for finally putting up with us and coming through. We appreciate you trying so hard to finally get on.
Rox, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Evening,
Always
Rox.
a pleasure, Rox. Hello.
Hey, guys. Hey, everyone in the chat room. Hey to everyone on Iron Realm Media. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. I was in a little bit of a pickle getting on there. I was trying different numbers and entering IDs and hashtags, but I got there in the end. I didn't know you could do this. This is good.
Did you have to give your blood?
Just about. I was like 2 inches away from having to do it, and then it said just press hash and go through anyway. And I was, oh, okay, cool, we'll do that.
You found the back door. Well done. Yeah. No, great
What
to
have
have
I
you on
missed?
board.
What have I missed?
No, it's what we've missed on what's been going on with you. You've had your show struck God knows how many times. What's going on?
Well, it's either option A, I've been hoisted by my own petard, or option B, YouTube are taking the piss. My version is YouTube are taking the piss. Literally taking the piss.
Or option C, both.
So, yeah,
both of the above, yeah.
Yeah, within 24 hours of us uploading Weed the People, the Really Woke show, about 5 past midnight on the Sunday, I was notified that I had violated the community guidelines. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get that piece of content put back up. But in my eyes, in retrospect, over the last year, for all the content pieces I've made, that was the one that got striked. I mean, we've made some pretty hard-hitting pieces of content where people are openly having freedom of speech and really letting their 2 cents worth come across, which I would have thought would have violated way more community guideline strikes than the conversation that we had with Adam about the benefits of cannabis in cancer and all of these other ailments. It's not a conspiracy, it's fact. People are being, made better.
It does show you, though.
The fact that it's been taken off.
It does show you, though, that you find out who your leaders are when you find out what you can't talk about. I almost botched that worse than George W. But it's true. I mean, you know, you can talk about all sorts of stuff, but you mentioned cannabis curing cancer, and boof, you're gone. So tell me, Rox, you're looking at alternative platforms, aren't you?
Correct. Yeah. So that one there is going to go to the 15th of September, and I really feel like I need to diversify, as you know, with regards to platforms and alternative ways, so that I can maintain consistently putting out content in the way that I want to put content out. And with that being said, even the Weed the People documentary is on YouTube. All of the videos I used are on YouTube. So there was nothing on that piece of content that wasn't already readily available on YouTube. So I literally feel like even tomorrow when I go live on Wide Awake, I've got a funny feeling that I'm going to get ramifications for that within 48 hours after. I've got a funny feeling they just want to take my channel away. I've gone from not ever getting in trouble to now having 2 strikes. Like,
well, you know when you're over the target when you start receiving flack.
Of course.
And you are receiving flack big time.
Rox, can you explain the 2 strikes bit? Because I badly did it, but you appealed.
No worries, yeah, no worries. So first and foremost, they contacted me to say, you've violated the community guidelines. Like, this is just a warning, as you haven't. They gave me a nice big paragraph. I've taken some screenshots of it, and it kind of looks polite. And then it says you can appeal this if you want. Now, my understanding, in all of the people, everyone I've spoken to has stated to me, if you appeal a community guideline strike, you will not get penalised any further for appealing it. Like, you won't get another strike off the back of that. Am I right? Chat room, I can't see the chat room, but the people I've spoken to.
As far as I know, Rox, that's what I thought, Roxanne, for sure. I thought so too.
Okay,
I had
cool.
to deal with this
So
the whole time.
the feelers I've put out, everybody else is coming back telling me the same thing. So please tell me when I appeal this, they get back to me super quick, and then say that I'm, what was it? Spam. So first of all, they said it was misleading and spam. The second one, it's straight spam. And I've got 2 strikes. I've got 2 red faces on my little green faces now, and it's 1 more. So I've gone from last Saturday not having any strikes on my channel to this week having 2 strikes on my channel for what looks like the same piece of content.
Right. So
and
you're basically one step away from them kicking you out. Is basically what.
But my point is that even legit for them to do? Because I don't feel like that's legit for them to do. Everyone I'm speaking to is going, yeah, I've not heard them do that before. I'm screenshots. I've got all the emails. Suffice to say, no one else is.
Roxanne, do they define spam or anything?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of go back and forth with them a little bit further to get them to elaborate and be a bit more specific on which part of my content was spam.
Good luck.
Answers on a postcard. Do you think I should? Like, I feel like I'm just going to end up losing my channel in the long run.
We still haven't found out how a 1 show per week, different titles, different guests, different topics. We're spam too, apparently. That's why we're demonetized.
And we've been demonetized twice they've demonetized us for being spam, for putting out spam videos.
Guys have got to stop spamming, man. You've got to stop spamming.
Unless you're putting out videos of farting donkeys or sneezing kangaroos, then you are spam. So
no, nice, man.
So Roxanne, you saved a copy of the video that you uploaded.
Oh yeah.
What are the chances I could get a copy of that? I got a couple channels. I'd love to get it on a couple of other YouTube channels. See if they get community guideline strikes.
Yeah,
well, I downloaded it.
Anyone's prepared to do that?
Do you mind if I upload it to my channel?
You're more than welcome to. Absolutely more than welcome to. I've got it on my computer. However I can get it to you, however you want it, can have it.
No, I got it. I nabbed it originally because that's how I listen to things on YouTube. I download them and then listen to them later. But the added benefit of that is that I do have copies of things.
Copies,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Smart move. Smart move. Juicy, careful planning on your behalf, obviously.
So yeah, I think anybody who's willing to should mirror this video. I think there's so much good information, so much
Yeah, big time.
substantiated, so much good substantiated information.
That's exactly how we felt. We felt that it was an informed piece of content that wasn't misleading in any way, completely bipartisan. We were trying to give all of the information as clearly and purely as possible. And I really felt there was nothing misleading or spam about it at all. And if that is the case, then it obviously is the case that truth is the new hate speech.
Well, that's it. It ticks all the boxes of ban it, burn it with fire, never let it come out, because it's exactly what you just described it as being. So once again, fuck you, YouTube.
Precisely. And on top of that, I feel that it is part and parcel, hand in hand, with the topic of conversation of how important it is to get out from behind the keyboard and go out there and have human interactions, because word of mouth is born. That is the best way we're going to get the truth about the globe being a lie out to the masses. Because obviously, it's all guns ahead as far as censorship is concerned on all platforms. The amount of big channels that I know of on Instagram, I went on my daughter's phone, went on her Instagram, searched for some big channels that I'm already following on Instagram. They don't even come up. They're not even on the list. So I know for a fact big channels are getting shadow banned on Instagram. I can't vouch for YouTube because I'm not really that much savvy on YouTube at working out how to find things and not find things. But I know of some channels that have got over 100,000 subs on Instagram that you cannot, if you're not already in the loop and you search for them specifically, spellings, underscore, everything correct, they're not coming up. So what does that say in the bigger scheme of things? If you already know reputable channels are being shadow banned, what does that really say? What if we fast forward that by a factor of 2, just any rate of progression with that at all? Where are we going to be at in 8 months? Where are we pointing people to go, guys? Like when we're having conversations with people, who do you recommend at the moment? Who does everyone in the chat room recommend at the moment? And how can you be sure they're going to get to that destination? Even if I was to point someone to ODD, I'm going to have to give them specifics. If not, they're going to end up at Vsauce or Vice or worse.
Yeah, that seems to be the case, and it's getting worse daily. It truly is. I'm not on a lot of other places, but even on our home for the Iron Realm, Twitter, shadow ban doesn't even begin to talk about what goes on there. It's ridiculous.
It's insane. Even out in Tenerife, where Richie is, 007, content that he's trying to find from where he is in Tenerife, he's going through the same grievances, trying to find like reputable information, reputable channels that are not putting out this info. So it seems to be an international problem. Obviously, I haven't got people to speak to on the ground everywhere. Obviously, we're all communicating USA, UK, but as far as deeper into Europe's concerned, is everyone putting the feelers out? Is everyone, cross-referencing across these platforms to see how bad this problem really is and how quickly we can keep ahead of it? Because if we don't keep ahead of it, these conversations are literally just for the choir that we're doing online. How much outreach are we really getting? Are we getting any to people that aren't in the loop already? Like some channels, like people that are on YouTube that have not subscribed to anything, they've just literally dipped their toe in the water. Are we really under the guise that channels are going to come up to these people when they search them?
Well, I did a kind of an A/B test about, it's probably been 2 months ago at a friend's house who I knew without a doubt had never searched flat earth, had never looked at fake space, had never looked at NASA being any kind of anything. I knew it would be a pristine Google, YouTube search. And truly, I was shocked. I got to the REA of Iron Realm, and we came up in his YouTube search. And I was shocked. I'm like, really? I thought I would have to literally like dig through 10 pages of shit to find us. So that was 2 months ago, before all this new insane push of madness they pushed on us now. So I'll try to think up someone else that I can do that test on. Go out to, an aunt's house or a cousin or somebody just isn't looking at this stuff, and say, hey, let me
Or
do
about
this real
store,
quick.
like
and
store,
see.
like computer stores. Like
Yeah, there you go.
shops where they
Brilliant. At a computer place, right? Or a phone store. Do it on a little cell phone,
Right.
tester phone. Right. Hell yeah.
The library, the little internet shops. Where you go and like rent the computer and go online for like an hour.
Yep, it's definitely. I mean, it's a way to tell for sure. Like I said, I was shocked that we popped up as quick as we did, for sure. And because even tonight, our live blip wasn't in my live notifications as we were going on.
Well, I think Rox, you're probably one of the forerunners on this that needs to show the way in where to go, because you're imminently going to be banned by the looks of things. We're probably too small and insignificant to ever be banned, but we're looking for ways of diversifying, getting off here.
Look, John, we've been doing this for 3 years. We've been doing it on the same channel, the same night, the same time. We've been here for 3 years. There's flat earth channels come in for 3 months and have tens of thousands of subscribers. Tens of thousands. We have 22. Just broke 2,200 today or yesterday. Literally just broke it. Ranty Flat Earth. He didn't get his notification. They turned all his notifications for this channel off. He had to go back and hit the bell notification.
I like to.
I've been unsubbed from a few channels as well and unnotified.
Hell, I was unsubbed to our whole team a couple of weeks back. I noticed when I was doing edits on my channel, I just kind of glanced over at the little associated people that's all my Iron Realm team. I was unsubscribed to everybody, I think, except the Have No Sphere podcast channel.
Guys, I had to resubscribe, believe it or not, to Martin Leaker this week.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Are you serious?
No, it came up and it was in my homepage, and the channel was there, and the subscribe button was there to be clicked, and I was like, "What?
Yeah, so they're basically unpicking the stitching and de-threading the whole of the online globalized flat Earth community. And what I mean by that is the content creators and the viewers. Because I don't know if you've noticed, right? Has anyone noticed, the search bar in your own YouTube channel? Like when you regularly go to channels, like, I don't know, I do anyway. So like, I'm not professional. So see when I'm doing like my uploads, my premieres, and I put Dolly and Doubles channel in my description, like I normally do it manually right there and then. So I open up another page, I go to their channel, I copy and paste it. And like where I type into my YouTube, normally the name will come up in purple because you write it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
It don't come up in purple anymore, bro. You've got to write the whole thing again. So if you forget a channel name and you haven't, I don't know how to describe the word, but they're trying to take people out of the loop, like people that you regularly search for. Sometimes when you're searching for another channel and another one you searched for last week comes up and you're like, oh yeah, I meant to watch that one.
Right.
Predictive text.
Yeah, all of that's going to be eradicated by them just completely. They wipe it every time, that search bar, so you don't get any of your prompts anymore. It's crazy. But it's happening on mine.
Yes,
It's happening on my phone and my laptop.
I've also noticed, Rox, that like if I watch a couple of guitar instructional videos, I'll have 6 or 7 more in my suggested the next day. Or if I watch a painting or draw, something like that, I'll have some of those suggested. But if I do like somebody I haven't watched in a long time, a channel, which I haven't watched Martin in a while, so I'll go watch Martin. And instead of the next day me having all the stuff that used to come up like UAP and Levi and all that stuff, now it's all the anti truth about history. History's not the lie. I mean, they're not just hiding stuff. They are piling on the debunk stuff, and you can't find anything. It's getting ridiculous.
Beyond ridiculous.
It's ironic, though, isn't it? Do other people think this is ironic that so many people have been brought to Flat Earth because exactly for that reason, is that they've seen the censorship, the open, blatant, Google in front of Senate committee or whatever, openly said Flat Earthers are going to be censored. Sorry, carry on.
I genuinely think they didn't expect we the people to break out of the cocoon of indoctrination and become moderate critical thinkers. They genuinely thought YouTube was just going to be gamers, vloggers, people telling people how to create the most perfect scrambled eggs ever. People doing spooky vlogs like, I know, I'm going to sleep on my roof for 24 hours and film it.
It's like they just wanted to get rid of it. It's like they just wanted to get rid of us and stop any sort of critical thinking or Corbett report.
They understand how much the masses love Love Island. The masses love Big Brother. Yeah. The masses love I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. So YouTube promotes that in that sense where you can have that life too. You can just bring everybody into your life like Big Brother and film yourself driving somewhere and arriving somewhere and blogging it. Just blogging the whole thing. Blog your life. That's what it should be called. It shouldn't be called YouTube. It should just be called Blog Your Life and edit it.
Well, this
That's
speaks
really
a lot
all
to
they
that
want.
video that LBRY put out, where it's not just flat earthers or truthers, but this is gamers. This is makeup tutorial people. This is your average everyday. This is my life on YouTube, and YouTube is bringing the hammer down on them. And they're like, well, fuck you, YouTube, because this is bullshit, because there's no reason for this. And they're getting pissed off and leaving. So YouTube,
you know what I think that might be, and this is just primitive. I'm doing hands up, don't shoot me when I say this, but check it. You see the Logan Paul escapade, and I'm going to call it the escapade because it was an escapade. It was crazy. It was a right shit show. But for me, that was a brilliant case study for how, I'm just going to choose my words carefully here, how someone can have a massive following, and I'm saying just an individual can have a massive amount of followers. I'm trying to think of another way of saying it. I'm just going to say, he fucked up the base as far as YouTube's concerned. I say, like, you know how they can have like a plan of how they want to do something and it doesn't go the way they wanted it to go? I feel like that's what happened with Logan Paul, because it slightly banged, but it slightly didn't bang, because it got massive amount of attention. I know all publicity they say is good publicity, but I genuinely think it didn't quite flop the way they wanted it to flop. Am I making sense? They wanted it to be like the punchline of the year, and most of the masses missed it. Most of the masses are still talking about the dead bodies in the forest. Do you know what I mean? Like, most of the masses did not get that whole Logan Paul's a flat earther. Like, they didn't get it. They're still chatting about man talking about suicides in the forest. So, like, in that sense, for me, for YouTube, that was a brilliant case study of how a YouTuber with a massive amount of followers can do whatever they want. And what I mean by do whatever they want is, for me, YouTube has to damage control that. If you've got over 250,000 followers, they can't just have you turning around and saying whatever you want and becoming the news, because the news is controlled, isn't it? They can't have we the people becoming the news, like you are the news. You're just going to put your camera on and tell people what's really going on. They're not going to let people do that. They're not going to let people do that, are they? Really? Come on.
On a side angle there.
We live in a free place. We don't live in a free world, do we? We don't live in a free world where we can turn on our camera and say whatever the fuck we want without any ramifications. And I think that's what YouTube's proved, beyond reasonable doubt. You can't say what you want. You can't. Even if it is the truth, you can't say it without ramifications. We need to seek alternative ways of having a platform as we the people, because YouTube's, in my mind, surplus to requirement now. in a nutshell.
So where are you looking to go? Where are you
So
looking to expand?
yeah, the roads. The roads is where it's at. The roads is where it's at. The Really Woke Show. I'm gonna hold the Globe Lies hand all the way, and I'm gonna try and do something with the Really Woke Show. Me, Dolly, and Double have got some ideas, and we're gonna work through those ideas a little bit more before I start talking about them. Nothing secret. Talking about maybe doing things like road shows, and trying to find a way to cut and go through. Maybe get some people, benefactors, sponsors involved, not donations through YouTube, and make something a little bit more substantial, because people in general want to get woke. If the globe lies underneath that umbrella, so be it. But let's be honest, that's just one of the trifectas of fuckeries that they've done. They've lied to us about who we are, where we are, how we got here, the history of us in its own right, religion, the whole 9 yards, big pharma. And they think we're tinfoil wearing hats because everything is a conspiracy. Unfortunately, 99.9% of everything we're taught is, right?
Sorry, Rox. Anyone that wants to donate to the Globe Live tour, where would they go? Where should they go?
Please go on to GoFundMe and just search Globe Live. You'll find it right there. There's a PayPal. Please, I hope there's something. I can't get into the chat room right now, or I would share all of these links for you all. If there's Jason in the chat room or anyone else that's able to get those links, there's a PayPal link, there's a GoFundMe link. I think you can also go to globelive.co.uk and find your way to donate there. There's also an email button where you can email Jason or myself or Robin, I think, through the Globe Live website, and we can give you information. But yeah, you should be able to put Globe Live into. Is there a?
I see Jason in the chat. Yeah, he's already dropping them right now. So Jason's dropping them, and I'll copy and put them into the show description as well, right?
That's awesome. This tour is about we the people getting the message of the fact that the globe is a lie. I need to stress this as a massive, massive disclaimer. Nobody, myself, Jason, and Robin, we're not going out to do 15,000 miles, yeah, to push a model on anyone. So let me just get that straight from the get-go. Anyone that's donating and is concerned as to whether we're going to be pushing any models out there and putting any crazy ideas into people's heads, no. If someone wanted to discuss the idea with us about further land, then I'm assuming, like most people, one would entertain the conversation, but no one is pushing crazy models. All we're really going out there to do is tell people, right, this is the claim that's been taught to us, and this is what's naturally observed. Now,
you're just asking people. You're just asking people to think for themselves, aren't you? I mean,
really truthfully.
And when does the Globe Live kick off? It's tomorrow, is it, or shortly?
The first ever Globe Live meetup is tomorrow, and that is at 6 o'clock. In Torbay. I'm there now. It's at a place called the Visto Lounge in Torbay. If you just Google that, Visto, Visto, Visto Lounge, Torbay, from 6 p.m. tomorrow. Gorgeous seafront, palm trees. I, for one, have made a 4.5-hour pilgrimage down here myself from London. I can already tell you it was well worth the drive. Down here is beautiful. I don't even feel like I'm in this godforsaken country anymore.
Top respect to you, Rox. You get around. You really do get about. It's brilliant. And to all, you know, Stavely.
It's passion. But I will say this: massive, and I wish I could name their names. Massive shout out to the set of people that have sponsored me to do this. I have not been able to do this off of my own steam. I'm a single mum, 2 kids. 16 and 11 years old, and times are hard for us all. We're all just keeping our heads above water, but if it wasn't for a half a dozen or so people that are perpetually, you know, facilitating things to happen for me, friends of mine that are just being incredibly supportive, are the reason I'm here now, the reason I'm at a hotel, the reason I've had to deal to get down here.
That is really awesome.
And I brought my son as well. My 11-year-old son's with me as well, so...
and anyone who's got a problem with that,
He was in the sea. He said to Jason, we met Jason at a display this evening. He was like, Jason, I just want to go in the sea. And he's like, it's a bit chilly, mate. Junior was like, no, I'm all right, mate. I'm just going in now. I've come down here to go to the sea. He's a London boy and he doesn't really get to the sea very often. He was like straight off with the trainers and rolling his tracksuit up and straight in the drink, man. It's quite funny. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. The weather was lovely for me this evening coming down here. And it looks like the weather's not really going to turn until later on Sunday. So I would implore anybody, if you're within 5 or 6 hours of here, seriously, come down here. There's loads of cheap little places. I'm in one of them myself. There's umpteen places to stay. It's well worth it. It's just to come down here is a picture in its own right, an absolute picture in its own right. There's a good few people coming. I think Robin lifting the lid's coming as well. Charlotte Love's coming along as well. And yeah, a good few people are coming. I don't have a list in front of me, unfortunately. Bit unprepared there, Jason. If you want to ad lib in the chat room, that'd be great.
Well, I for one wish you all the best in the world.
Yeah, thank you. I want to add one more thing to that as well. Next week, Sunday, it's exactly a year since I started going to Speaker's Corner and getting the Globe Live conversation going with Harry and Jason. It's exactly 12 months, and we're going to be there next week. And so if you can't come to Tor Bay this week, next week's Speaker's Corner in London, and we will be there for a good 8-9 hours from 11 a.m. morning to midday to about 8-9 o'clock at night. So if you want to come down to London next week, we'll be there at Speaker's Corner.
Oh, wow, that's absolutely cool. That's a year's anniversary. That's bloody awesome. Yeah. Well,
as you know, the Globe Live kicks off on the 29th of August. The tour kicks off 29th of August. We're approaching the start now.
That's cool. I was up early this morning, so I've got to go early tonight. But on leaving, I'd just like to give a shout out to you, Rox. I think what you're doing is absolutely awesome. And I'd also like to give a shout out to the Morgile for better or worse. I'm just going to give you a shout out, and tomorrow's the anniversary of my dog dying last year. So on that cheery note, I'm sorry, I think you're doing a fantastic job, but yep, I'm going to leave you guys to it. Thanks so much, and I'll catch up with you next week.
Aww. Big hugs to you, darling.
Love you, cousin.
Jesus, John. Can't leave on a cheerier note.
Yeah.
You know you got a new dog, right? Well, we got about 15 minutes before we hit the 3-hour mark. We can either drag it out or kill it now.
I guess we could probably kill it if you guys are good with that, unless we've missed something. Is there anything else, Rox?
Got the premiere of Wide Awake tomorrow at 10 a.m. GM.
Probably kill it if you guys are good with that, unless we've missed something.
And rolling his tracksuit up and straight in the drink, man. It's quite funny. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. The weather was lovely for me this evening coming down here, and it looks like the weather's not really going to turn until later on Sunday. So I would implore anybody, if you're within 5 or 6 hours of here, seriously, come down here. There's loads of cheap little places. I'm in one of them myself. There's umpteen places to stay. It's well worth it. It's just to come down here is a